Picture this. You're watching a self-driving car video. Everything looks perfect. Until two people cross paths, one disappears behind a delivery truck, and suddenly the tracking boxes jump. The system forgets who's who. That tiny mistake? In a real car, it can cascade into bad predictions, delayed braking, or wrong decisions. This exact moment, when objects vanish briefly, is one of the hardest unsolved problems in autonomous driving. And a new Nature Communications paper just introduced a very different way to solve it, using something called an embeddable Ising machine. Now don't click away. This isn't sci-fi quantum hype. This is a real vehicle-mountable system that runs in real time and fixes one of autonomy's most fragile failure points. So, what is this thing, really? At its core, this is a multiple object tracking system. Its job isn't just to detect cars, cyclists, or pedestrians. Plenty of systems already do that. Its job is to remember who is who over time, even when things get messy. Most trackers follow a simple idea. Every video frame, detect objects, then match those detections to existing tracks. If nothing overlaps, that's easy. But when objects cross, overlap, or one hides behind another, that's called occlusion, the tracker has to guess. And most of today's systems guess wrong. Here's why. Most tracking systems force a strict rule. One detection can belong to only one track. That makes the math fast and solvable with classic algorithms. But reality doesn't obey that rule. During occlusion, a single visible detection might actually represent two different objects because one is hidden. Or a tracked object might be real, but simply not visible right now. Current trackers usually respond by either dropping the object entirely or swapping identities. This paper introduces a third option. Instead of just matched or unmatched, the tracker adds a new state, potentially matched. That means, I don't see this object clearly, but I strongly believe it's still there. That sounds simple, but mathematically it's brutal. The moment you allow flexible matching like that, the assignment problem becomes NP hard. In plain English, exponentially harder and normally too slow for real-time systems. This is where the Ising machine comes in. Instead of forcing the problem into a simplified box, the researchers lean into the complexity. They reformulate object matching as a quadratic optimization problem, also known as a cubo. This lets them express subtle trade-offs: motion consistency, appearance similarity, penalties for breaking one-to-one matches. Then they solve it twice per video frame. First pass, a strict solution that heavily enforces one-to-one matching. Second pass, a relaxed solution that allows many-to-one matches when it makes more sense. Now here's the clever part. They compare the two solutions. If a track disappears in the strict solution, but survives in the relaxed one, that's not noise. That's an occlusion event. The system automatically flags the object as potentially matched, and even localizes where the occlusion occurred. So instead of panicking when something disappears, the tracker calmly says, I know you're still there, I'll wait. And it can do all of this in real time. Now, let's talk about the Ising machine itself. This is not a quantum computer sitting in a lab. It's a quantum-inspired optimizer running on embedded hardware. It uses a technique called simulated bifurcation, which mimics how coupled physical systems naturally fall into low-energy states. In practical terms, each possible assignment decision becomes a spin, and the system rapidly settles into a near-optimal global solution. The hardware implementation runs on an FPGA, the same class of hardware already used in automotive systems. Key numbers: hundreds of assignment variables, 2 full optimizations per frame, sub-millisecond solve time, about 3.4 watts of power, over 20 frames per second end-to-end. That's the difference. Most research papers stop at theory. This one bolts the solver into a vehicle-mountable system and proves it works under real timing constraints. So why is this different from what we've seen before? First, it tackles an NP hard problem directly, instead of simplifying it away. Second, it introduces occlusion awareness as a first-class concept, not a side effect. Third, it shows that specialized optimization hardware can live inside real autonomy stacks, not just data centers. This is part of a larger shift happening quietly in AI. Instead of throwing bigger neural networks at everything, researchers are reintroducing physics-inspired computation, for the hardest decision problems. Now the big question, when will people actually see this? Short term, this kind of system fits best into advanced driver assistance systems, autonomous shuttles, warehouse robots, delivery robots operating in cluttered spaces. Anywhere, identity stability matters more than flashy perception demos. Longer term, if embeddable Ising-style accelerators scale up, they could expand beyond tracking. Scheduling, path planning, multi-agent coordination. Basically, the kinds of decisions that are too complex for clean equations, but too important to approximate badly. This paper isn't saying quantum computers will drive your car. It's saying something much more interesting. Hard problems don't go away just because we ignore them. Sometimes the right answer is new computation, not simpler assumptions. If you want more breakdowns like this, where real research meets real systems, subscribe. Check out more at newsway.com and drop a comment. What's the one situation you think breaks self-driving systems the most today?